Hello. Hello there, guys. How are you guys doing? Welcome to today's stream. It's been a while since I've streamed, but finally managed to get back in here. Hello, and welcome to today's stream. Today we have head tracking going on, so that's going to be something fun for us to try. I haven't really used head tracking, so that's something for us. Today we'll be flying out of, you know what, first let me get rid of these covers and then we'll talk about today's flight and where we are and all that stuff. Okay, so oh wait, I don't have traffic going on. Let me inject that. There we go, that should get traffic going right now. Alrighty, so we are currently at Arlanda Airport in Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden, I believe. This is an airport that I've flown into a couple of times at least on my channel. I like this airport, I really do. But yeah, I believe it's Stockholm, Sweden. Please don't quote me on that, because at this point I'm a little confused. But yes, we are at Arlanda Airport. Yeah, this is Stockholm. This is Stockholm for sure. This is Stockholm for sure. Yes, sir, it is. All right, so we're going to be flying from Arlanda Airport, which is ESSA. When I head on towards Gdansk. Now it's spelt Gdansk. I have no idea if that's how you say it, but that is in Poland. Come on, let's figure out how to pronounce it, shall we? I should have done that. I'm a little unprepared. I couldn't really prepare myself for today's stream. Let me have a look. Yeah, it's in Poland for sure.
Gdansk.
Gdansk, yeah, I was right. All right, great. Fantastic. So we're going to fly towards Gdansk. And that's going to be a very interesting flight today, particularly because I've got a new airport installed in Gdansk, in Poland. So I've got the airport there. I've bought some scenery for that airport and I have it installed there. So we're going to go check that out. It's the one from the marketplace. So you can check it out yourself too quite easily here in 2024. I believe the 2020 airport is also included in that purchase. So yeah, it's not so bad of a deal, and I went ahead and purchased that. So we're gonna take a look at that airport today as well once we land in. But for now, we are at Stockholm Arlanda, and this is the default handcrafted airport here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, which obviously does not have what? I was not expecting the interiors to be done. It does have some sort of interior modeling. That's not so terrible, is it? So if we zoom around here, yeah, most of it is not done. It has some basic level of interior modeling, something going on at the gates. So yeah, it's not the best in the world, but you know, it's a default handcrafted airport. For a default handcrafted airport, this isn't the worst. It definitely isn't, okay? So there we go. We've got that. At Arlanda, which isn't too terrible by any means. I really like the red jetways, they're really nice. So we're going to take off today using the A321 LR that comes default in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We're looking at the Inibuilds A321, which I feel is underrated. I just recently made a video on it, which not a lot of people saw, unfortunately, but it's not too terrible. It is not too terrible at all. For a default aircraft, Microsoft Flight Simulator standards, it's not too terrible. It's pretty decent. We've got the Wizz Air logo here. I don't know how accurate this is because the entire aircraft seems a little too matte for my liking. That's a problem that the 787-10 has. I'm not sure if this particular livery has that as well. It's not too terrible. But yeah, we're flying the Wizz Air flight today. It's a real world flight, this one. I forget the flight number. Let me have a look at that. Yeah, it's W6 1732 Wizz Air flight W6 1732. That's a real life flight from Stockholm to Gdansk, and they operate the A321 on that route. Today we'll be flying the A321 LR though. So not exactly the exact aircraft, but close enough for us here. I really need to get my hands on the Phoenix A320, A319, A321 base packages, but I still haven't been able to do that just yet. Microsoft Flight Sim is an expensive. I mean, flight simming in general is an expensive hobby, so yeah, been spending too much money on the airports recently. Anyway, anyone in the chats? No, I don't have anybody in the chat. Seems like I'm streaming to myself at this point. Let me just make sure that I'm actually public here. Yeah, I am, but no one's tuned in. That's all right. That's all right. Let's go ahead and get this aircraft started up. We're going to have a nice little flight, but before we do, let's just take a quick look around the aircraft, check out some of the details here. As you can tell, the modeling is quite good, especially for a default aircraft, but it is Inibuilds, so not really surprised that the modeling is done pretty well. There we go, very, very good there. Engine, if we come to the front, it's modeled really nicely. Check that out. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the details are not too terrible at all. Landing gear doesn't look bad. Yeah, okay, it's not too bad. It's not too terrible. Okay. Yep, very, very good. Okay, the livery, although, is not particularly high resolution here, as you can tell. This is the default livery that comes included in the sim. I'm pretty sure you'll get much better liveries on flightsim.to with far greater resolutions than the one that I'm using today. Apologies about that, but yeah, I just went with it today. Anyway, without further delay, let's go ahead and get ourselves started up. Gonna jump into the cockpit here. Welcome to the A321 cockpit, and we're in cold and dark today. I do have head tracking today, right? So let's take a look at it. Maybe that works. Yes, it does. It does work. Let me see what kind of profile. Let me. You know what? How about this one? We can use this today if we want to. All right. We can use this today for the entire flight if we really wanna. But I don't really like this. I don't like moving around with my head for the views. I don't really enjoy it. So what I'm gonna do here is I have a new profile set up in OpenTrack, which kind of mimics head movement, but it doesn't really do head tracking, if you know what I mean. It doesn't really track my head, but it gives me a little bit of wobble here and there, and it makes it look very realistic. So I'm gonna give it a shot today, all right? That's what I'm gonna give a shot today. There we go, see? It's a little bit of vibration, a little bit of movement. There we go, see that? Nothing too extreme, nothing at all too extreme. There we go. This is what I want. This is exactly what I want. Nothing at all too extreme. Just some lovely little movements to add a bit of realism there. So I'm doing this using head tracking. This is not XP realistic or any of that. This is just head tracking, making it a little bit more realistic for us. Just trying to set up my camera here so that it doesn't block the... it kind of seems to block the camera there. Okay. Give me a second. I'm sorry about this. Just setting up our views here. There we go. Perhaps that will help. Yeah, okay. That's much better. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get ourselves started up here. Battery 1, battery 2, external power available, emergency lights armed there, strobe lights to automatic, nav lights to position 1, passenger signs up there, crew supply needs to come on. Ground control needs to go on there. Let's put our IRS systems to on there. Yep, that's really adding that extra layer of realism. I'm enjoying that. I'm really liking that camera effect here. That is really fun, isn't it? Yep, that's real fun right there. Okay, cool, very cool. Okay, coming back here, we got all of that going for us. That's fine. Let's come down here. Let's get our sim brief data in. Okay, there we go. Let's go to our what are we talking about here? Let's go to our payload. We'll get that done here. We'll apply the load instantly for the time being. Perfect. Let's come down here. It says align IRS. I'm not going to do that. Just clear all of that. FMGC. Yeah, that is really cool. We got a really cool thing going on there. In it, we're going to request that. Oh, come on. Great. What else do we have? Let's go towards that. Let's put that in there. Let's make sure that that's accurate. Yes, it is. Zero fuel, 32.2. That is all correct there. And we are looking good. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have the fuel set a little bit minimum there. Apply that load. Now we're going to put sim brief there. So now there should be a disagreement there. I'll fuel low first, but that's okay. Let's come back here. That's done. Let's go to our flight plan. Out of Stockholm today, how are we doing this? Let's have a look. Okay, we're supposed to take Baba 5G out of runway 19R. So let's go to runway 19R, Baba 5G. Let's insert that into EPGD. Arrival today is going to be into runway 11. And I think we're going to use the RNAV, right? No, or the VOR DME. Runway 11 is what we're going to be using today. Okay, let's do that. For our arrival, we're going to be using Ogda 5R. That is right. Insert that in there. If we take a look at our flight plan, do we have any discontinuities? No, sir. No, we don't. We don't have any discontinuities in the flight plan as far as I know. So that's great. Let's go to performance. While we're setting this up, we can actually go ahead and request a lot of things to load and etc. etc. So let's go to GSX. What can we do? Let's request our refueling here. Let's do SAS, sure. And yeah, okay, so we're gonna apply the load as soon as the fuel truck is here. It's probably gonna take a while, isn't it? Oh, good lord. Okay, give me a second to figure out the there we go. The external view there. There's our fuel truck coming up, looking good, and I love the camera shake here that we are getting with this effect. It's really cool, isn't it? Yep, this is one way to use head tracking. I can use normal head tracking, but the way how my setup is at the moment, I don't really like using head tracking. It's kind of annoying if I'm being honest. Alrighty. Cool. Cool. Let's turn this way. Custom refueling using the default menu there. Just waiting for this guy to attach stuff, which he hasn't. Why aren't you doing it, mate? Isn't he supposed to attach some stuff? He hasn't done that, has he? No, sir, he has not. That is not cool. Alright. We go back in there. I'll ask him to apply the load fast. Up to 5 minutes. Let's see what it says. Yeah, okay. And the fuel truck is gone. Yep. So for this one, it doesn't work. For the A321, apparently the refueling is not working the way I want it to. That's a shame. But that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. We can let that happen automatically. That's fine. I have no idea why it didn't let us do that, but sure. Not a problem. Okay. Let's head back in here. Let me go ahead and request some boarding as well. Come on, reload sim brief. What do you mean unknown? It's the right thing, I know it is, but GSX, man. Freaking GSX. I'm sick of the problems with GSX. It doesn't always work the way I want it to. You know, it rarely does, as a matter of fact. I have all the profiles installed, the GSX profiles installed and everything, but I don't think we've got boarding working either. Request boarding. Is the jetway going to connect itself? What's going to happen? Nope. I have no idea what it's doing. I genuinely have no idea what it's doing. Oh, it's going to attach the stairs instead. Huh. Okay, whatever, man. Whatever, I don't think these jetways work then. Good lord. Anyway, whatever. Not going to bother about it too much. We're going to come back down here. And we need to do our performance data. Let's do that right away. To do that, I need to go to my tablet here. And I'm just going to say apply load instant. And cut that out, please. Thank you very much. That's correct. Let's go to takeoff. Let's sync all of that. Let me calculate that. Send it to my FMGS. We've got 53 degrees, 0.2 down. Okay. 53.2 down. Oh, that is a terrible oversight on my part. 1/0.2 down. Put that as flaps and THS right there. 154 V1, 157 VR, 160. Perfect. That's everything we need. Confirm that. Next phase, we don't need to worry about it. Next phase, we don't need to worry about any of this. We'll take care of this whilst we're in the air. Let's go towards our init. Let's take a look at our cruising altitude. That's perfectly fine. Everything fine. I meant fine, not flying. Sorry. But yeah, we got all of that done. Looking good, ladies and gentlemen, just like that. Let's set our local pressure for today. That is, if we... What is the local pressure? Oh, it's 1013. FD on. We've got manage mode on speed heading. Let's go to 35,000 feet on our altitude here. Brilliant. Let me go outside, have a look at what on earth it's doing over here. Good lord. It's using stairs here instead of the gate. I don't know. I need to revisit my GSX profiles here. I always have trouble with GSX for some reason. Is it going to open the door automatically? No. No, it's not. It's just going to start loading it through the door. Yep, I don't think I have the GSX profile then. Front cargo, rear cargo. We're going to leave that open. Yeah, it's a little bit odd, but you know, better late than never. Better late than never. Alright, fantastic. Now that that's done, yep, if we go back inside, we can go ahead and get the APU started now that passengers have come to board. APU, please, APU bleed on in advance. APU, okay, let's give that a second. APU startup. All the lights are looking good. Everything is looking fine the way it should. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the fuel pumps here. Anything else? No, sir. That is pretty much it. Window heat and all of that stuff is on automatic. Have a look at where's window heat again. Window heat. Where is window heat again? It's here. Yep, it's on automatic. Perfect. Don't need to worry about it. Battery is a little low there. Yeah, okay, there we go. That's fine. That's fine. Now with the APU running, we should be just fine. External power, we can... Should we turn that off or leave it on? Oh, good lord, I didn't wait. I didn't wait long enough. I hope nothing's erased. Yeah, nothing's erased. Okay, we're good. Let's go to the plan mode here. Have a quick look through our flight plan for today. Make sure it doesn't look kind of funny. No, we're all right. And into the airport. Perfect. Everything is looking good. Flight plan. Let's go to nav mode here. Arc mode there. 40 here. And we can leave it on 10 here. Perfect. That looks great. Fantastic. Flap open, APU generator still not available. We're waiting for that. That is APU gen is available, isn't it? Yep, there we go. APU gen coming online. Available now. So if we come overhead here, we can turn off our external power, come to the tablet. We can toggle the GPU out of here. Okay, looking at the boarding process, almost complete. Things are winding up there, and this is complete. So I'm going to go ahead and close up our cargo doors just like that. Cabin lights can remain a little bit on for the time being. Let's go ahead and let's have a look up here. Cool. That I can move back and forth. That's really cool. Alrighty, looking good. I like this wobble thing that I'm doing with the head tracking software. This is really cool. Very, very realistic, one would say. Alt 6. Yep, it is looking fantastic. Yeah, this is great. It's really cool, man. I really enjoy this. It's fun. Anyway, let's head on out there. Close up that door before somebody falls through it. It has happened before. So let me close up that door there. Door open. This door is supposed to close up on its own. Yeah, you know what? We can go ahead and request pushback now. There we go. That should mean that the door should close. Let me have a look. It's not going away. Why isn't it automatically going away? That's weird, man. Okay, go away. Okay, I don't know why this is not going away today. Don't hit into my wing, man. There you go. Why on earth would they park right here? I don't understand. GSX, for the love of God. Makes no sense. Yeah, I don't think I have the correct GSX profile installed for this aircraft. Interrupt pushback, no thank you. Which way are we going today? We need nose to the right today. So that's something to take note of. Let's go towards the other side of the cabin here, where this guy has decided to park the stairs right into us. If we go to the other side, looking good. That's fine. That is perfectly fine. Yeah, that's looking good. Alright, yeah, I think that's fine. That is alright. Nose to the right. Let's go up here. Let's release our parking brake. Beacon lights on. That up there. Let's go towards engine start. Engine number 2. Engine number 2 starting up. Please set parking brakes. Copy that. Let's do that, and let's start up engine number 1. We'll look at that from the outside. There we go. Okay, engine number 1 coming to life. Let's drop those flaps there. Good. Got our hand signal. Thank you very much, ma'am. It's time for us to get on out of here, isn't it? Okay, let's quickly do some flight controls. Check here. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's just max there, ground control up there, flaps is set. Let's do some taxi lights on. Let's do, yeah, that's pretty much it, right? That's pretty much it. Let's see if the flight control thing automatically comes up. It should, but it hasn't for us for some reason. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it hasn't really come up for some reason. Yeah, okay. Predictive wind shear on there. On there. TCAS, we're gonna go to ATC, we're gonna put that there. I'll put that there. We'll put that on in a second there. Okay, come on. It should automatically go to our flight control thing. It doesn't do that. I don't know why it's not automatically taking us to its flight control. Does it not know that I'm about to take off? I don't think it does. I don't think it knows that we're about to take off for some reason. APU bleed. APU off. That back to normal. There we go. Now it should work. There we go. Flight controls working. Yes. Flight controls are working as intended. There we go. Given all of that, we can test our takeoff configuration, and it is normal. APU is still available, but it should be switching off any second. Release parking brake, and we should get on out of here. As we taxi, let's have a look at today's route, which I'll show you in a little nav map here. There you go. Okay, let me just open up that throttle right there. Okay. This is today's route from Stockholm. We're going to have a departure out of runway 19 right, and we're going to follow this little departure here. It's nothing too complicated as usual. Straight down south here towards Poland. And in Poland, we're going to have a little bit of a wave, inverted S, into Gdansk. And there's our VOR DME that we're going to be tuning into today. 116 GZD, sorry. 116.10. And that's the one we're going to be tuning into today to try and get ourselves lined up with the runway. That's not too bad. Okay. Very well. Let me put that nav map away. Let's find ourselves at the foot of runway 19 right. So we're going to take a left turn first. Alrighty. There's a fire station there, looking good. All right. We'll take a right turn here, and then we'll pretty much continue straight. We'll join the taxiway parallel to the runway. And not parallel to the runway. Basically parallel to the downwind direction of the runway. There we go. Very nice view as we taxi onto our runway here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there is runway 19R right ahead of us, and I shall take this out of here. I shall take this out of here. Alrighty. Pretty late of a turn there. There comes our runway. We're gonna stop it right here for a second, and we'll get some things set up. Okay, up overhead, let's have our landing lights on. Nose light up there, strobe light up there. That's good. What else do we need up here? Nothing much. Right down here, let's have this on here. There we go. And yeah, pretty much that's it. Okay, parking brake release. Let's give it a little bit of throttle there, and we are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen, pretty much. We're ready to go. Oop, went way wide over there. Sorry, got distracted for a second. There you go, not too bad. Runway is looking good. The runway, the taxi light and runway light enhancement that I've got installed from the marketplace is really doing its job there. Okay, let's turn in here. This is an A320. Doesn't need such a large turning radius. Oh, sorry about that. Good. Let's go. Okay, let's rotate. Positive right gear up. There we go. Leaving behind give it off to the autopilot there. Nose lights off. Flaps up. A little too soon, but that's okay. Okay. Transition altitude is supposed to be, there we go. Let's put that on standard. Do the same on the other side. Still, speed is a little low for our flaps to be fully up here, but you know, Not gonna worry too much about it. (2024) showing us some terrible ground textures there. I've tried everything under the sun, but it just looks horrible. I don't know what to do to fix that. I think I need to turn off. I've even turned off dynamic settings as well, I believe. It's just not working for me, man. Not working for me. Yeah, that is just horrid. We're out of here though. We are out of here. 10,000 feet crossed. Let's go ahead and turn off what we need to here. Everything is pretty much exactly how it should be. Strobe lights are on, beacon lights are on, nav and logo lights are on. Everything else is off, and we can turn our passenger signs to off as well. There we go. All clear. All clean. Ground spoilers need to be disarmed there. Let's go to nav on this one. Yeah, let's have a look at our nav radio here. On how we're gonna tune it up for ourselves. We need to put VOR, right? We need to put that in, right? So we'll do that. Should we do this now, or we'll leave it for a little later? We can leave this for a little later for the time being. We'll leave it like this. Brilliant. Brilliant. You know what, let me go to settings, make sure my dynamic settings are off. Excuse me while I do that. Oh no, no dynamic settings for us. Thank you very much. That just makes it horrible. Let me have a look. Okay, for now we'll give it a bit of time to load away from dynamic settings. Looking good though. Looking good though. Put on some cinematics here with the top row showing. It looks good. Let's go to the other side, have a look at it. Did that improve the ground textures? Not really, huh? Nonetheless, we're not looking as terrible as we could. Look at the window a little bit there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Beautiful. I'm trying to get into making some cinematic flights for you guys to enjoy. So yeah, that is why I'm testing out all these controls at the moment. In case you guys are wondering, that's what I'm testing out, these views with the head tracking. I've given this cinematic thing quite a number of tries, but every time I just can't get it right. So I'm gonna give it one more shot. Not one more, I'm gonna keep trying till I get it, but you know, I wanna see if I can nail it. And if I do, then you know, some really cool videos in the channel. So yeah, I think it's safe to say the head tracking thing for cinematic videos is working really well, huh? Very realistic movements there. Very immersive. I like that a lot. XP Realistic already has a thing that kind of does this for you, but not like this. This is cool. This is really cool. Anyway, let me head back to let's go back in here. Let me increase the range on that, perhaps down to 80. And let's increase the range on this all the way, so we know exactly where we're going. Roughly about 300 something nautical miles to go, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 302, right? Yep, 302 nautical miles left to go. That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have anybody in the chats today, do I? Absolutely not. Nobody in the chats. Nobody in the chats. The side stick priority button doesn't work. And this works. Yeah, it works. Alright. Let's have a look at some of the external views available to us. See how crap they are. They're usually quite bad. Yep, this one's no exception. They're quite bad. This isn't too terrible, so we can leave it here for a bit. And I'm just going to pretty much wait for somebody to chime in into the chats. Apart from that, there isn't much else to talk about at the moment. Hey, we're on our way here. Pretty much towards 35,000 feet. What else? So yeah, we're on our way here towards 35,000 feet, and everything seems to be doing all right. Yeah, just fine. Yep, no issues whatsoever. Just a little bit of wind our way, but beyond that, nothing else seems to be happening. Yes, sir. If we look to the other side here. Yeah, nothing much happening here. Just wait till we hit 35,000 feet. Then we'll go into the cabin, put on a bit of cinematics, and we'll let that run. We shall let that run. There we go, coming up on it. Very quiet day here out in the stream today. Nobody here. Nobody in the chats. My regulars are not here today, huh? I haven't caught a lot of my regulars in a while now because I haven't streamed in a while. My timings are all over the place as well. Need to sort that out. Been saying that for weeks. Nothing's happened yet. My apologies about that. My apologies about that. All right, what are we at? 35,000 feet right there. Mark altitude nav FD on. That's exactly what I'd like to see. Feet on board 3,900 kilograms. That should be enough to take us to where we want to go. Our next waypoint is a long way away at 164 nautical miles. Cruising altitude reached. Pretty much that's it. So let's now go ahead and enjoy some cinematic views. If anyone chimes in, I'm right here. Apart from that, nothing else to say here. All right. Alrighty. We're right on time. Almost at our top of descent here. Yep, just about 20 nautical miles away from top of descent. So let's first go ahead and check our final altitude and all that stuff. Let's do that right here. Okay, that doesn't seem right. There we go. That's much better. Final destination, what is it? Final destination, final altitude. 2,500 is our altitude, or actually 1880 is our final altitude. So 1900 there. Let's check our QNH at our destination today. QNH at destination EGPD is 1022. Let's go ahead and put that in. Before I do anything further, let me come here and get our descent started up. Let me first put that into 1900 as our final descent altitude. So I'll put that on there, 1900. We'll begin descent in just a little bit here. So let me come down here once again. Wind at Gdansk is 77. So 70 degrees, 7 knots, Gdansk. Alrighty, what else do we got? Temperature is 22 degrees. And configuration, that is full, that is correct, that is complete there. Barometric, I want radio though. Okay, barometric then, huh? That's okay. QNH, all good, that is all good. 5,000, that is fine, looking good. We're not going to activate the approach here. Yeah, we're not going to do that just yet. But everything else looking good. Alrighty. Put that down to 10 nautical miles. So, yeah, we're getting ready here. 5 nautical miles towards top of descent. Excellent. Everything is looking good the way it should. And, yeah, all good. We also need to tune in our VOR DME here. We'll do that in just a second. VOR, what is the frequency for today? It is 116.10. 116.10. Oh no, wait, hold on. Let me command the descend in just about a second here before I do anything else. Okay, let's begin. Descend. Ladies and gentlemen, we've begun our descent. Okay, as we continue on our descent here, let's go ahead and tune in 116.10. 116.10, and our course for this one is 106 degrees. 106, there we go. VOR 1, brilliant, that is exactly what we need here. Okay, looking good. Go back to ATC. Let me have a look at the nav again. Standby nav, yep. VOR. VOR is correct. Landing system return. Yeah, we got VOR here. Let's go back to ATC. That is correct. Excellent. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. VOR is what we're going to use. Alright. For today's landing, we're going to be using that VOR system. VOR DME approach. So, for now, everything seems to be in order. We're going towards Penor, where we're supposed to be 77,900. That is fine. All looking good. Excellent. As we begin our descent here, let's go ahead and take a look at our passenger cabin. Looking good. Before we do, let me come back in here. Increase that range back up, eh? There we go, that's much better. And we can decrease the range on this one. There we go, that's more like it. Yes sir, that is more like it indeed. Yeah, that's better. That is better. Okay. Looking good. Everything in here looking good. Altitude restriction at 6,000 feet. Not need to worry about that. We can see the coastline there, the coast of Poland coming into view as we take a look at it. Yeah, we're coming into the coast of Poland over there. Still nobody in the chat, it's not a problem. Guess we're going to be making a lonely landing today. The airport itself is actually very close. Gdansk is actually very close to the coastline as well, so we're pretty much there. Be able to see it in no time, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to make a left turn of sorts, and after we make that left turn, we're pretty much going to be facing the direction of the runway. There we go. Not the runway, sorry, the airport. Yeah, at the end of this turn, we'll be facing directly towards the airport, which is slightly inland. It's somewhere there, okay? It's past this little nook of land. It's somewhere right there. Brilliant. So that is where we expect to find our airport. Yes. So it's going to be somewhere here. It's going to be somewhere here. Yeah, right here, somewhere here. Yeah, somewhere here is where the airport is going to be. Brilliant. Let me show you guys a little nav map just so we can visualize that a little better. There we go, and the airport is right there. That is the VOR DME. We've just tuned into our nav systems right there. Into our navigation system, we've tuned in that VOR, which is going to take us essentially towards the foot of the runway, somewhere near there. So we're supposed to be about 1,000 feet somewhere there, and then from there we're going to manually bring our aircraft down. There is no glide slope, obviously. There is no ILS. We're not using the ILS, even if there is one. I don't think there is one for this runway anyway. Runway 11. So yeah, there we go. That's exactly that little bank of land is exactly what we're looking at here. This little strip of land right there is this little strip of land. So airport is somewhere there. Okay, perfect. Perfect. We are looking good here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at the cabin view. Let's go to the other side of the cabin, shall we? Sunlight has left us behind here, more or less. Again, this aircraft does fly quite well for a default aircraft. I don't have much in the way of complaints about it. We are right on top of our vertical profile. Speed is being managed quite decently here as well. We're a little under, but we are descending quite well. Still a long way towards our transition altitude at 5,000 feet. Nothing else to do here once again except just enjoy our descent pretty much. The aircraft doing a good job at the moment. Let's double confirm that by looking at the FMC here. We take a look at it. Oh god, that is my bad. If we take a look at it, we're supposed to be 18,200 feet in 5 nautical miles. That will be done. That will be done, so there is no issues. Brilliant. Let's take a look from up top here. We're coming in. I think I can see the airport in the distance there. No, or am I imagining things? Yeah, I'm imagining things. Can't wait to check out this scenery. Gdansk airport that I've just bought from the marketplace. It's very highly rated, so so you guys can check it out. But first, let's check it out ourselves on this video. See if it's worth it. See if it's worth anything at all. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, nothing else going on at the moment, pretty much. Cycle through the views here. Wait, I forget, are we flying real time? I have no idea if we are. We are not flying live weather. That is not cool, man. I thought I was flying live weather. I thought I was flying live weather this whole time. Okay, never mind. I've put it on live weather for landing at least, so here we go. We're on live now. We're on live now. Let's see how that changes the weather. Not by much, just a little bit of a haze going on. That's pretty much it. Okay, let me reduce the range on that. Have a look at this. Reduce the range on that. Good. Good, 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 good. Making another turn there. Beautiful stuff, huh? On the wing there. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's go back to some cinematics as we perform these maneuvers here. Gonna redo that view right there so we have a better landing replay of sorts somehow. I guess that view was as good as it could be, huh? Pretty much. Okay, I'm just gonna redo it anyway. There we go. Good. Good there, ladies and gentlemen. Good. Okay, 10,000 feet coming up. Let's go ahead and turn on appropriate lights here. Landing lights can come on. Everything else can pretty much wait here. Can turn on our passenger signs. We'll wait for the nose light. We'll drop our landing gear before we do that. Do we have visual on the airport? We should. We should be able to see it somewhere here. Problem is I can't tell where, and this is 2024, so not the best loading of scenery here. It should be somewhere here. Yeah, I can't really see it. Okay, still continuing our descent here. Slow down to 250 knots, under 10,000 feet. Excellent. Good. Good, 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 good. Oh, forgot to change the mode to our flight there. Yeah, that is looking good. A beautiful evening approach into Gdansk. I don't like the camera view of this one. I don't like the external camera view. It's a little too below. It needs to be more centered on the aircraft. It's too low. It is too low. It's a little messed up. Yeah, it's definitely a little messed up there. Nonetheless, not too terrible. Yeah, turning off dynamic settings did not do anything for us in terms of ground textures. Still as terrible as ever. That's something I just can't make peace with in 2024 because they had it right in 2020. And I don't like it. I really don't like it. This is why 2020 is still not obsolete in my eyes. Because if we were flying over 2020 right now, the ground would look crisp. Would not be seeing blurry textures. Yeah, at this height it's not that noticeable, but once we come a little closer to the ground, I'm telling you, it really kills it for me. Okay. Let's head back in there. We still have no idea where Gdansk is. Gdansk, I think, is up ahead of us. I think I see it. No, that's not the airport. Never mind. Still elusive there. 1 hour 30 minutes into the stream, about to land. Hopefully we do this before the 2-hour mark. I don't know. Should I stream again later tonight? You guys let me know if there's anybody watching this at all. 6,000 feet altitude restriction for Ugnur. Is that correct? That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a restriction for Ugnur. Okay. Let's see if the VOR is catching from here. It should show somewhere this way, right? Yeah, it does show this way. So it is working for the time being. We'll switch to it in a bit. Shall switch to it in a bit. Yeah, we can select VOR like this, right? Yep. Perfect. Continuing our descent here. Still going at 250 knots here. When do we slow down? Let me have a look at that. Oh, the next waypoint, we should begin our slowdown to 220. Great. Cabin lights, we'll leave them on for the time being, but I do need to switch them off. Everything else looking good. 5,000 feet coming up, ladies and gentlemen, where we need to switch. We can also drop our flaps there just a little bit, not a lot. Our slats rather. Okay, looking good. Check the other side. Brilliant. Where is that airport? Still turning around here. Okay, now we're on that S turn that I was talking about. Don't have much in the way of time when it comes to landing now. Yeah, we should seriously We need to slow down. Come on. We need to seriously slow down so I can bring down my flaps. Put down that landing gear. And yeah, looking good. Altitude restriction 5,200 if I'm right, 5,300 somewhere there. Okay, I should be able to see the airport somewhere here now. Where is it? That is the airport right there. Found it, ladies and gentlemen, found it. Okay, we're reducing speed further. I could drop the flaps a little tight, but I could do it. All right, let's do it. Dropping flaps as we make the turn into Gdansk. Okay. Very well, we should be very close to overspeeding now. Yeah, we are. Still got that altitude restriction. It should go away right about now. I'm gonna get sky dolly running now. Sky dolly running successfully. Hopefully. Yeah, it is running. Hopefully this time we'll have landing replay to us. All 7. Let's have a look at what's going on here. Can we see the runway from here? There it is. There's the runway we're supposed to be landing into as well, I think. There's the airport, Gdansk. Yep, we're making that turn. Let me go to our VOR there. VOR DME. Come on, we need to drop our speed. Why are we still so quick? We're still way too quick. Local pressure, 1022. There we go, it's good. Double checking that that's actual local pressure, 1021, it's good enough. But alright, anything else we need to do? Activate that. Confirm that. Okay, speed is now dropping. We can go ahead and drop our landing gear here. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Let's take a look at our landing gear dropping. There we go. Landing gear is dropping, ladies and gentlemen. Looking good. Let's go ahead and turn on that light up here as well to taxi. Everything else is looking good here, I guess. Okay, let's drop our flaps down to flaps full. We're ready to land pretty much. One final check. Landing lights on. Our auto brakes need to be on low there. Ground spoilers armed. Yeah, we should have done this while we were descending really, but I didn't do that. Nose light to takeoff or taxi? Which one do I want? I want taxi here. Nav lights on, wing lights on. You know what? Let me turn on all these lights here. Just so we're lit up like a Christmas tree. As we come in to land, pretty much all the flaps are down. There we go. We're still descending quite well. We've still got a way to go towards our 1900 foot mark. And then we need to pretty much take it. Yeah, we do. Let's go towards VOR there. There we go. It's not like we have a localizer available. So yeah, we don't have a localizer. We do not have a localizer. I don't know what that does. Descend, final, approach, nav. I don't know what that does. But I've set that on. cabin check is not my concern at the moment. Okay, we've got 2,500 feet. Let me have a look at the other navigation display. What does it say? We're okay. We're okay. Everything is looking good. We're okay. Coming into land, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, I'm going to land this by myself. There's no auto land available to us anyway. You know? We don't have any auto land available. There we go. I was just checking that out. Quick look outside. Very nice. As we come into land. Let's make sure everything is looking good here. Yes, we are looking good here. Yeah, I think everything is looking good, right? I think we're looking good. Let's come to the other side. Okay, still following that altitude restriction, I see, but that's okay. Still looking good. I really like this head tracking thing and shake that it does. Okay, 2,500 still. Come on, we should be descending now. Final approach. VDEV coming up. Our altitude should begin dropping right about there. There we go. 1,800 feet. Dropping in altitude, coming down to 1,900. At 1,900, I shall take control. Looking good. Final approach. How on earth do I get this to work? I don't know. Do I just press that? I have no idea. I have no idea. But anyway. Okay, disconnecting. To do that, I'm going to use this. My aircraft. Coming into land. Headwind today, not much in the way of crosswind. Need to pay attention. I'm doing okay. VDEV. Okay, there we go. Okay. Should be crossing the VOR any second, if we haven't already. There we go. What are those blinking lights over there? I have no idea. A little low on our glide slope, but I'm not too worried. There we go. It's not exactly a stable approach, is it? No, the wind has quickly changed there. That's okay, I'm not too worried. What on earth is that blinking light? Okay, time to go down there. Okay.
20. Retard 10. Retard. Retard.
Okay, we down. Reverse. Why on earth is the texture so terrible? Why is it so terrible? I don't understand. Oh god, now it loads up. Come on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gdansk. Welcome to Gdansk. That landing could have been better, but yeah, I got a little bit distracted there, my bad, with the reverse thrust, so I veered off to the left. But that, you saw the way how that scenery loaded? That is 2024 special for you right there. Maybe I'm just hating on 2024 a little too much, but I don't like it. I really don't. Okay, we're making a turn here. We'll hold short and take a look at our landing replay before we taxi this in. So let's do that. Or should we just find ourselves a gate first? You know what? Let me find ourselves a gate. Let's find ourselves a gate. Let's do that. Okay. Speed brakes back up. Flaps back up. I don't know if our lights will show up in the landing replay. I'm not really... Okay, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and turn them off. Gonna turn that back to automatic. Turn that off. This one, everything else can pretty much remain on, can't it? Yeah, it pretty much can. Okay, there we go. Give it a little bit of throttle there, and welcome. Let's find out how the scenery in this particular airport turns out looking. Oh, we are definitely veering off there. Okay, I don't know, man. I have no idea what on earth this is. I have no idea what on earth this is. Let's start the APU, shall we? Or should we do that after we do the landing replay? Let's do that after the landing replay. Okay. Here we are. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Gdansk. Let's have a look at what this place looks like. We do have the landing replay, obviously. We're just going to park first today, and then we'll take a look at the landing replay. Hopefully it works after we park. I really hope it does. Really hope it does. We're gonna find ourselves a little gate there. There's a Wizz Air right there, so that's the one we're gonna aim for here. If we can, yeah, I'll take the right here. Let me take the right turn. There we go. We could just park straight in if we wanted to. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's do that. Oh, why is the gate? Why is the gate in the way? Why is the gate in the way? What the hell is wrong with this? I don't know if I have... What? Why is the gate in the way? I have no idea why that is. The gate is literally in the way. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna park somewhere here. Let's just go in here. Okay. Let's see how this goes. It's got 3D animated passengers from what I can see. Gdansk looks really good, doesn't it? That scenery looks really, really nice. Not too terrible at all. We're gonna take a closer look at it after the landing replay, but I think we are good here. Yeah, I think we are. Okay, I'm gonna pump the brakes on that. Okay, parking brakes on. That up there, and we're gonna... Yeah, I think that's good enough for our for our parking today. Yeah, we'll leave it right there for the parking. We could go up in front, right? So let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, we'll put it right there. There we go. Parking brake on, and let's go towards landing replay then. Alright, so let's see what we can do in terms of landing replay. That is a really good scenery. I'm enjoying that. We'll have a look at it. Just a second. Let's rewind that. Play, pause it, and let's rewind it. There we go. Time for landing replay, ladies and gentlemen. For landing replay, we're gonna use a clean view. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, landing replay number 1. Here we go. Let's take a look at how this landing went. Not bad at all. Veered off a little bit off to the side there because I got distracted, but that isn't too terrible of a landing. That isn't too terrible of a landing. Let's have another look at that, shall we? I'm right about here, right? So let's take a look at it from this view. Let's see how we did. Coming into Gdansk.
100, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard 10. Retard. Retard.
There we go. That wasn't too terrible at all. Yeah. Apart from the veer off to the left there, not to the right, to the left, but apart from that, not too terrible of it all. Let's have another look at it. Let's bring that back right here. Let's take a look at it from the cabin view. Okay, a little bit of a problem there hooking with the replay mode. No issues. Let's take a look. Beautiful. Beautiful, little off to the side, but beautiful. Very nice, and a beautiful view of the airport as we made that landing. That is cool. That is really, really cool. Yaml882, welcome to the stream, man. Alrighty. Let's have a look at that landing replay from the other side as well. Let's have a look at it from the other side of the stream. I meant the other side of the cabin. I'm mixing up my words here now. Let's have a look. That auto throttle is a little funny, but I don't blame it. It's not exactly the most stable of approaches, so yeah. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, that was a really good landing. Really good touchdown, rather, to be specific. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alrighty. Let's now go ahead, go back to where we left our aircraft parked up, and let's go check out the airport of Gdansk, shall we? Look at how terrible the loading is. I don't like it. I hate the way how this textures load in 2024, man. Got everything on ultra. Okay, I've got everything maxed out to the maximum of the maximum. I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do. Anyway. All right. So I'll come back into the cockpit here. Make sure everything is set, reset. Very good, very good. Strobe lights back down to automatic. Wing lights can come off. That can come off. That can come off. Can come off. That can come off. That can come off. Let's start up the APU here. APU bleed. Start, please. Come on. Nav lights that to 1. There we go. I'm just gonna toggle the GPU for the time being. Okay. Although I know I technically shouldn't, but it is what it is. Switch down to that, and we're gonna turn off both our engines. There we go. Engines shut down on either side. Beautiful. Let's put our beacon lights off in a second. Waiting for APU to come online pretty much. Okay, while that happens, let me go ahead and see if GSX is going to be kind enough to let us deboard Wizz Air. Okay, this time the stairs are working. That's cool. That's cool. We'll take a look at the scenery in just a second here. Cabin lights up. Front cargo, rear cargo up there and open. Go away, please. That's all done. Great. APU up and running. Not yet available in terms of the generator. Waiting for that. APU available. External power off. Well, I could leave it on for the time being. It doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, crew oxygen supply to off. We can have the fuel pumps on this side pretty much off. We can have these down to off. We can have that disarmed. We can have that to off. We can have that to off. Everything down here to off. Nav and logo lights remain. Beacon lights can come off now. Yeah, and you know what? Let me turn off the APU as well. We got APU running, right? Let me just turn it off. We turn that off as well, so that means we can turn these off as well. We're on external power at the moment. Everything turned off. Looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Looking good. Alrighty. Look at that. Did GSX... Okay, I don't think I have GSX profile installed for Gdansk either. So we're not going to be able to see the passengers. It would be cool if we would. But nonetheless. Let me go into drone mode. Let's have a look at... this beautiful airport. First of all, from a little far away. Ladies and gentlemen, that looks good though. That is a good looking airport. Gdansk, Poland. That is a good looking airport. Before we come to the main terminal, let me go ahead and take a look at let me go ahead and take a look at all of this. Cargo department looking good. Yeah, the cargo area looks good here. We got our cargo rams, DHL and all of that stuff. We've got Polish airline hangar right here, which is also looking absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. That is great. What else do we have? We've got a bunch of stuff modeled here. Car parks looking good. The road here looking good. What is this? Is that a hotel? Of course it's a hotel. But which one is it? This is the Hampton. Hampton? Yeah, the Hampton by Hilton. So we got the Hampton by Hilton here. Very nice. Oh, it even has that parallax effect here, so we can kind of... The rooms look really good. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that parallax effect. That is cool. We got the air side here, which for some reason the textures haven't loaded in yet. I think it would be better if I just locally install this as soon as Sim Update 3 is on the way, but these textures haven't loaded yet. So that's something terrible about 2024 there for you. But yeah, the air side is looking really good. Look at that. With some animated passengers as well. That is some good stuff. Again, we got parallax effect on these windows here, on these rooms, so it looks really realistic from outside. That is the airport city, Gdansk. I guess that's a hotel or an accommodation of some kind. Yeah, that is good stuff, man. That is a good airport. If only we had that the scenery loading correctly, we'll be able to enjoy this a little better. But 2024. I mean, if I do the same flight in 2020, we'll be seeing everything crystal sharp, obviously. Anyway, as soon as Sim Update 3 is out, I'm going to install some of these airports locally so we don't have this kind of issue. But anyway, look at that. Departures, arrivals. This is so cool. The airport looks absolutely beautiful on the inside. Look at the level of detail, just amazing. Very good work here. Yeah, that is good stuff. That is a good airport right there. Good airport, the check-ins and the gates and all of that looking good. Yep. Let's come to the land side here. That is good stuff, man. Yes, sir. From outside, it looks really good as well. Yep, that is exactly what I want in an airport. This is exactly what I want in an airport. Look at that. Yep, I can promise you we're going to be flying into here quite a bit because I'm loving this scenery. This is not us, by the way. This is another Wizz Air. We're parked over here, but this is fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. Nice little walkway here connecting to the other side. I don't know what kind of terminal this is. I don't know what exactly goes on in here. I don't know what this means, but okay. It's no model on the inside, but that's okay. Still looks very realistic, very nice. Yeah, that is a good airport. That is a good airport. If it was under 20 bucks, this is a steal. 20 US dollars, then then I would say it's worth the money. I won't exactly say it's cheap, but it's worth the money. But I hope it was like 15 or something, then it's really worth it. Anything above that, no airport is worth more than $20 in my opinion. It is just not, even if it's absolutely stunning, it's not worth $20. Spending $20 on an airport is foolish, so I hope I didn't spend $20 on this, but it's definitely a good scenery. Anything less than 20, I guess I could recommend this, especially if you're from the area and this is like your local airport or something like that, then you'd really want to buy this because it's amazing. It really is. Yeah. But yeah, another one of my favorite airports now. I'll be flying into here. I do fly quite a bit in Europe. What I'm missing is Asia. I'm looking into it, buying some airports in Asia to expand our route variety at the moment. It's even got this going on for it. Very nice. Cool static aircrafts. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. If anyone was even watching this one, I have no idea. Nobody chimed into the chats today. But this is a beautiful airport, man. We have made ourselves successfully navigate from Arlanda to Gdansk. It's got beautiful lighting, although I can't be sure if the lighting is part of the runway enhancements that I've got installed or part of the scenery, but in either case, stuff looks great, much better than anything default. Okay, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's flight. If you did, please leave a like, leave a subscribe, check out my other videos on my channel. I really need some views on my videos. They're not doing as well. I'm also testing out a new cinematic video format, so please do check that out when it does come out. In about a week or two, the first one should be ready. But yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video. That looks like a beautiful scene and a very nice place to leave it here for today. With that, thanks everybody who tuned in. Thanks everybody who gave me a follow right there. Let me just hold on a second. Let me just close that cargo door right there. It's bothering me. Let's close that up, shall we? Not close all. Let's I'll leave it like this. There we go. Yep, there we go. Whoa, why is the cargo door not closing? Oh, come on. Cargo door. Cargo door. Cargo door. There we go. That's better. That's better. Okay, I shall leave it here. Once again, thank you so much, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.